All right, so you've just started the IB, and maybe you're feeling a little lost. Well, this explainer is basically your survival guide. We're going to break down how to get through and actually do well in your first term. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, this quote, I bet this hits close to home for a lot of you. That feeling at the start of the IB, it's like a tidal wave, right? Just a flood of new stuff, new expectations, and so much work. It's intense for sure, and pretty much everyone feels that way. So does that sound like you? Feeling a bit shocked, a little overwhelmed? Look, I really want you to hear this. That is completely normal. You are not alone. You're standing right where pretty much every IB student has stood before. The trick isn't to make those feelings disappear. It's about figuring out how to handle them.
And that's where we're going to start. It all begins with a really important shift in your mindset. You see, doing well in the IB isn't just about cramming facts into your brain. It's about totally changing the way you think about learning. Okay, first reality check. The IB moves fast. Like, seriously fast. Think of it like a rocket ship. It covers a ton of ground in a really short time. And you know what? You can't fight it. The key is just to accept that things are going to move at lightning speed. Once you accept that, you can learn to ride the rocket instead of, well, getting left in the dust. And because everything's moving so quickly, you are not going to understand everything right away. And that's okay. Let me say that again, because it's super important. Confusion is totally normal. It's an expected part of the deal. It doesn't mean you're failing, not at all. It just means you're being challenged. And honestly, that's the whole point of this program. Which brings us to this. This is so important. You have to choose consistency over perfection. Don't try to be perfect from day one. That's a recipe for burnout. Instead, just focus on being consistent, showing up, chipping away at it a little bit every single day. That is so much more powerful than trying to be perfect and then cramming it all in at the last minute. Okay, so once you've got that mindset dialed in, what's next? Well, now we got to talk about your top priorities. Where do you actually focus your energy? Because you can't do everything at once. It's all about being smart with your time. So, not all parts of the IB are created equal, and you can't treat them the same way. Think about your higher-level subjects. Those are a full-on sprint, right out of the gate. They get hard, fast. So you've got to give them intense focus early on. But then you've got something like CAS. That's totally different. That's a marathon. It's a slow and steady race, all about making small, consistent efforts over a long time. So how slow and steady are we talking for CAS? Get this, just 1 or 2 meaningful activities a month? That's it. If you can just manage that little bit, that consistent effort, you will completely avoid that last-minute panic when deadlines start looming. It really is that simple. All right, so you've got your mindset sorted, you know where to focus your energy, but what's the most important resource you have? I'll tell you, it's not a textbook, it's not a website, it's the people around you. I'm serious, you are not supposed to do this alone. First up, your teachers. They are your absolute best support system. Think about it. They've seen this play out year after year. They know the journey. They actually expect you to have questions. In fact, they want you to. So please don't ever be afraid to ask for help or to ask the same question again if you're still not getting it. That's literally what they're there for. And then there's the other half of your support system, your classmates. Seriously, these are not your competitors. They're your team. You're all in this together. So start working like a team. Share notes, review past papers as a group. You could even split up research tasks for a big project and just talk to each other. Trying to explain a confusing topic to a friend is honestly one of the best ways to figure out if you really get it yourself. Okay, let's start to bring this all home. As we wrap things up, what's the final takeaway here? What's the one big idea you need to remember to really make it through the IB? It really all boils down to this. The IB is a marathon. It's not just a sprint to see who's the smartest. It's a test of endurance. And any marathon runner will tell you, you don't cross that finish line by yourself. It's the team, the support, the people cheering you on. That's what gets you through. So I'm going to leave you with this one question to think about. Who's on your team? As you're starting this whole thing, just take a second and look around. Who are the teachers you can go to? Which of your classmates could you team up with for a study group? Don't wait until you're drowning in work. Start building that team right now, today.